This is the Yoco Neo Touch, and it's Yoco's newest standalone card machine. And in this video, we are going to have a look at what it is, how it works, what do you get in the box, and how do you accept payments. I'm also going to talk about what I do and what I don't like about this little device. And also, if you guys are keen on some discounts up to $100 off, carry on watching because later on in the video, I'm going to tell you exactly how. Welcome back to the Burton studio. Let's get started. So just before we get started here, full disclosure, I bought this card machine using my own personal money. Yoco haven't asked me to make this video. They don't get to see it before it is public. And I'm making this video so that you guys can see exactly what you are getting. Also, I have reviewed a lot of the other card machines in the past. If you've missed those videos, go check them out. They are all on the channel. And once you've watched all of them, then you can make an informed decision as to which card machine is going to suit your needs best. So I bought this directly from Yoco. I'll leave a link in the description, go check that out. And I bought this on Monday morning and it was delivered by 10 a.m. on Wednesday morning. So my delivery experience was excellent. Thumbs up for that. So the current price on these card machines is 899 Rand. And that includes a free charging stand, but supposedly for a limited time. Not sure when that's going to end. And it also includes a free delivery anywhere in South Africa. So about that discount that I mentioned earlier, well, right at the top of the description and at the very first comment in the comments section, I'll leave a link for you guys. You can go click on that link. It takes you through to the official Yoco website. They will handle the rest of the sign up and the purchase process from there. So you basically choose which card machine you want. You can see how much discount you're going to get. You make payments and your card machine should arrive within a day or two. So Yoco, thumbs up for that and thumbs up for making it so simple to get paid. I really like these little devices. So all of that out the way, what exactly is this little device? Well, in essence, this little device allows you to accept card payments. So you can accept things like a Visa card, Mastercard, AMEX. You can also tap to pay with a card, or it accepts Apple Pay and Samsung Pay. So it's very handy to have around. And like the Kumo and the Kumo Print, this is a standalone machine. It's got 4G connectivity with unlimited data. So as Yoco say, it doesn't need to be paired to a phone or a tablet. All that you need is this little device. That said though, you also can't pair it to your phone or your tablet even if you wanted to. Well, at least that is the case for now, and who knows how this may or may not change in the future. As a side note though, I did look through all the settings on this device and I couldn't find anything relating to Bluetooth. So I don't think it's got Bluetooth connectivity, so not too sure what's going to happen in the future. If the 4G connection is a little bit sketchy where you are, it also has the ability to connect via Wi-Fi to maybe a hotspot or an access point. And something to note though, this machine doesn't have dual SIM cards. The Kumo and the Kumo Print devices, those have got two SIM cards built into the device, and you chop and change relative to which network is working best for you. You do, however, with this device get a second SIM card, but we'll talk a little bit more about that later on in the video. So transactions are processed within 2.7 seconds, which is pretty much immediately visible in your Yoco account, and payment into your bank account should be within 24 to 48 hours. And in my experience, it's been exactly this. Turning on the card machine is fairly simple. All we need to do is push the button on the right-hand side for about 3 seconds. Now, I should also say that the startup process is happening in real time, and if you purchase your card machine using the discount link in the description or at the top of the comments section, your card machine should arrive pre-configured, and when starting up for the first time, it should ask you to confirm your business name. And in this case, yes, Grant Burton on YouTube is my business. So I click yes and the device will start up and you should be able to accept payments right away. Now, for those of you who are paying close attention, you'll notice that there is a red notification showing that I still need to complete a few things in my profile. Normally after purchasing your card machine, you'd go ahead and do this right away. I didn't do that, so it's something that I still have to complete. It's like 1 or 2 extra steps to verify your profile and to verify your bank account, and then you're good to go. Now, accepting payments on this little card machine is really simple and easy. All you need to do is select New Sale, enter the amount, choose your payment method, either cash or card. Now, cash will only be displayed if it's been enabled. Then you can present your machine to the customer, and if tips are enabled, the customer then can choose to tip you a specific amount or a percentage, or they can select Pay Without a Tip. Then they can either insert or tap their card to accept payments. And that is it. It is super fast, super simple. I really like that. Now, for each sale, you can also create sales notes per sale. You can view sales history, you can process refunds, you can send receipts via SMS or via email. But do remember though, if you want to see an option for accepting the tips or recording cash sales, this needs to be enabled in the sales tools settings. Now, when it comes to build quality and appearance, I must say this little device is finished off really well, just like all of their other card payment machines. It looks and it feels like a quality piece of kit. It's nice and solid, and it's got a little bit of weight to it. On the bottom, it's got a USB-C charge port and a SIM card tray on the right-hand side. And at the top of the device is where you slide your card in to accept card payments. After playing with the device for a little while though, I've noticed that the touchscreen is actually very responsive, and the screen resolution is nice and high, and it is clear. The screen is also fairly bright. Now, I tested this outdoors in direct sunlight at 100% brightness, and you can still see the screen. 50% brightness is a little bit dim though in direct sunlight, but not to worry if you are in shade or under a gazebo or a tent or indoors. 50% brightness is perfectly usable. Personally, I like to use it on 75% brightness. It's based on an Android operating system, and navigating through the various screens and settings is actually pretty snappy. So let's hope it doesn't slow down over time. Now, when it comes to battery life, Yoco don't say exactly how long this battery lasts. All they say is all day battery life. But that is definitely going to depend on how many transactions you make. That said, if you are putting this back into the charging dock or the charging cradle after every transaction, or maybe after every few transactions, the battery is always going to be topped up, and it should always be ready to go. There is something to keep in mind though, and this is a real world example, especially if you have like a coffee shop or a food stall in a market and you are serving queues and queues of customers for many hours at a time. Any of these devices are never going to last a full day and a full evening. It's always a good idea to charge them up or have maybe a charging cradle or dock close by. There are a few things to take note of, but before we get to that, what do we get in the box? So my device arrived in a brown paper bag, and as always, Yoco's packaging is top notch, and this one is no exception, and it is very colorful. Now, the first thing we are greeted with when opening the box is the Neo Touch card machine, and it is sitting in its charging stand already. Next up is a second SIM card, and this is an MTN SIM card. Of course, we normally receive Yoco stickers, and this time around I see there's only one in the box. In the orange box is a charging brick and a charging cable, and there is also a SIM tray ejector tool. And the last thing in the box is the quick start guide and a tabletop Yoco payment display card. And that is pretty much it. So something I'd like you guys to take note of. This card machine doesn't have dual built-in SIM cards. It's only got one SIM card in the right-hand side of the machine. Unlike the Kumo and the Kumo Print, those have got two SIM cards installed in the machine, and you can chop and change as and when you want. But as you guys have already seen, you do get a backup SIM card in the box, which you can install if necessary. Now, both SIM cards are active. I have tested this already, and currently it's a Telkom SA and an MTN SIM card. Not sure if it's going to remain like this for the future, but after accepting payments for 30 days, Yoco say they will deactivate whichever SIM is not being used. So thinking about this, I'd probably say it's wise to try out both SIM cards to see which is best, or which is going to give you the best connectivity in your area. Now, the challenge I see here is that if you go to different locations, for example markets, where in one location one SIM card might be good, and then you go to another location and you actually find another network provider gives you better coverage. Not too sure what you're going to do then, but it does have built-in Wi-Fi, which you can then connect to your phone or a local access point, so you should always have connectivity. Something else I think you guys should keep in mind is that even though this device has got a really nice high definition and responsive touchscreen, you can't scroll through and select from your product catalogs or any staff members on this little machine. It is just for entering and accepting payments. Now, personally, I think that's a little bit silly. You should at least be able to scroll through your product catalog, add items to your cart, and then check out from there. If not, you still have to add up the total for all the products sold, either via some POS integration. This does not currently have POS integration. Not sure if it'll come in the future, or like the old school method of writing out a physical receipt or a till and then getting the total amount, entering it, and then accepting your payment. Now, I'm guessing they have done this because if you could sort of select your staff members or select your various products, it would basically do the same job as the Yoco Kumo. Now, I've also noticed in the Yoco Neo Touch tutorials that they say you must enter an amount above 15 Rand, and this is incorrect. You can accept any amount, even if it is less than 15 Rand, but you need to take note, only when your account has accrued 15 Rand or more will the amount be transferred into your bank account. I think it may be 10 Rand because I saw 10 Rand on this little device, so I'm not too sure, either 10 or 15 Rand. So you can charge 1 Rand or 2 Rand or 5 Rand, and I have tried this and it is accepted into your Yoco profile, but as I said, only when the amount exceeds 15 Rand will it be then transferred into your personal bank account. And at least that is the case for now. Now, when it comes to the charging stand or the charging dock, whatever you want to call it, I really think it is a useful piece of kit to have around. On the bottom, it's got these nice flat rubber feet which grip really well on smooth surfaces like the top of the table, and the card machine also fits nice and sturdy and snug into the top of the cradle. Now, that is thanks to magnets which pull the card machine into the dock. Now, you might think this is pretty cool. I mean, who doesn't like magnets? But there is one thing I find a little bit irritating. And here's an example. If you put the card machine on your table and maybe you want to pick it up and give it to your customer, you go ahead and you pick the machine up and the dock comes along with you. That's if you pick it up slowly, or maybe if you pick it up a little bit quicker and you can see the dock kind of bounces around. So the magnets hold it nicely in there, but you pretty much got to use two hands, one to hold the dock and then another hand to pick up your machine. So what I could see as a bit of a workaround here is that you maybe use a bit of double-sided tape and you stick it onto a block of wood, which makes it a lot more heavy, and then your card machine can be lifted off with a single hand and given to your customer. Or you could probably just go ahead, if it's not going to change, if you've got a fixed store, stick a bit of double-sided tape and actually stick it to your counter behind maybe a screen or wherever you're going to use your machine. But that is just something to keep in mind. Now, the USB-C charge cable that is included in the package also plugs into the back of the charging cradle, and as soon as you place your card machine into the cradle, it automatically starts charging. Something to also be careful of though is that if you're going to be shoving this into a bag with a whole lot of other stuff and maybe the bag is going to get squashed, just be aware that the plastic here at the back of the charging cradle is very thin and it's quite flexible and could probably easily break. And if that breaks off, your charging cradle is not going to stand very well on a table. So just be careful with this, but otherwise the build quality of this little device, it's nice and light, feels very sturdy. If it falls off the table, it's not going to break. It doesn't feel like it's going to break. So I'm pretty happy with it. So overall, I'm really happy with this little device. The last thing I'd like you to take note of, and you've probably already noticed this in the video, looking at the screen and maybe you've seen these kind of lines, these curved lines, or it looks a bit blocky. It doesn't look like a high definition screen. Not to worry, this screen is high definition. If you look at it with your normal human eye, it looks exactly like a cell phone screen. It is just the camera battling to film the screen as you would see it in real life. I really like the form factor of this little device. I like that it is so easy to use and that the screen is nice and responsive. So that's it. I hope you found the video useful. If you did, please subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, share it with all of your friends and family, and leave us a comment and let us know what you think. Thank you very much for all of your support. Thank you for watching. And you guys will see me in the next video. Cheers.